Hello there, and welcome to another gamer idea Foundry. I'm already screwing up, and we just started episode. I'm your host Andre of GVGIU. Thank you for watching. Um, Let me go ahead and introduce my two compatriots who are here and able to participate. First off, from my right side is the Zen Gamer. Introduce yourself, man.
Hey people, what's going on? Here to add my input into some ideas here, some Game of Foundry stuff. Look forward to seeing how this one turns out. Should be fairly interesting, given that I have been exposed to what we're about to talk to already tonight and laughed my ass off. So, this should be good.
It will be interesting. There will be some interesting things. But let's move on to the next person to join. That is Games Rosa, aka Mega Gamer Man. Please introduce yourself, good sir.
Spam. Spam is in the air, my friends.
He's watching Evo.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
But yeah, guys, Mega Gamer Man back at you. Can't wait to hear these ideas. So let's get to it.
Okay. I'm first going to give you, the audience, a brief history on how this idea came to be. But first, you might want to hear the name. Now, don't shit yourself when you hear this. It's Pooh-Face the Monkey, Defender of the Zoo. I think you got the pun when I said that right before the title. That's why Zen was laughing.
Were you drunk?
No.
Yeah.
He's sober.
This is like a no.
I just have wonky ideas. But how this idea came to be, and this is what's hilarious. This idea came to be because I was one of those people who used to browse Newgrounds in its early days. Maybe not in its very early days, but probably around, say, like the early 2000s. I was on Newgrounds a lot. And there was like this one really sour looking monkey face that I'd seen, and somehow that picture became a video game idea in my head, because I was like, what would that monkey look like in a game if it had one? And all it led to Pooh-Face the Monkey. I named the monkey and came up with a game idea for it, and I was like, wow, how did that one picture make me come up with a game idea? This game is an action platformer that is set in a Metroidvania style, but with a alien hominid feel to it. And as I go about, you'll understand what I'm saying and what I mean when I say it. But the first thing I want to go over, because I already know Zen likes the name, he's just laughing at it. But the main plot, which I kind of threw this together really quickly, so don't think too much on it, is just like a sit-in until I can actually think of something better, but it might stay as it is because it is kind of pretty decent. The main point of this game is to save the quote-unquote city zoo, because I didn't name it. It's the city zoo. That's all it is. You don't know where the city is or where it's located. It's the city zoo. There's this corporation, which I also have yet to name, but they might stay the corporation, which is pretending to buy up the zoo in order to provide better habitats for the animals that are kept there. But in actuality, they're planning on using the animals as slaves to attack and take over other zoos to get control of their animals until they have the majority of the planet taken over, and then they can rule the world. Yes, I know, it's a very, very generic idea, but it sits well as it is. But Pooh-Face, the monkey, and his friends, they somehow find out about this, maybe through snooping around. I haven't come up exactly with how they figured it out. But they try to get the human owners of the zoo to pay them attention and try to show them what the corporation is trying to do. But we know as humans, you get paid off. You don't pay attention to what the company is doing with what they bought from you. You just take the money and go, right? That's how people are. So they pay no attention to these monkeys, and they decide to do something about it themselves. with a few other animals that are around that are able to help. So hopefully I haven't lost people too much on that, but I'd like to get the thoughts of my panelists here on what they think. Who wants to go first?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, go for it. Go for it.
Oh,
Mhm.
I didn't mean to cut you, but yeah.
You meant to cut him. You know you did.
I didn't know what I was gonna say, but all right. So, first off, yeah, you were drunk. Second,
I was not
I,
drunk, okay? I was not drunk. This was like maybe 12 years ago. I was 15.
yeah, you were drunk. You were one of those cool kids.
I was
Alright,
cool and smart.
Jake. My, all right, so I think it's a good concept. You know, it's just like, zoos. You know, they're trying to like take over zoos or something like that. But is the main army like animals from the zoo, right?
Yeah, mind-controlled zoo animals, not just like taking them out the zoo and just saying, "Hey, go attack people." They're under mind control.
Okay, and basically you're gonna have this monkey take care of them, right?
Well, the monkey and his group of merry men, yes.
Merriman, all right. And they will be throwing.
Hey! Don't reveal that part yet.
I know, but yeah, I think it's so far a good concept. Would be nice if you could do more than just the monkey. Because it kind of reminds me when you kind of said something like that, like Planet of the Apes kind of stuff.
Oh, we're not going that far.
Nah. No. I mean, but you know what I mean. You know, I'm not talking about world scale. You know, I'm just talking about zoos. So, let me see. I think if you could play as multiple, not just the monkey.
Well, it's
Even
not
though
just the one monkey; it's monkeys.
monkeys,
Yes,
and they
it's
each have
four
their own
monkeys.
special thing.
Yes, it's 4 monkeys, but I'm not going to say their names just
Uh,
yet.
all right, but yeah, so far so good. Let's see what else you got. Go ahead, Zen.
Okay. It's a solid idea. Definitely a solid idea. You might call it. I mean, as the idea's creator, you tend to be very critical of yourself. But I have seen stories that fall well short of this. And given the humor, the humorous context of the game thus far, including everything we've heard thus far, I mean, just wait, people, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. But the backstory is solid. The idea for it is solid. I particularly like the whole zoo animal brainwashing element that's in there. So, I can't complain. It sounds really good. Um, I will be able to expand on my thoughts more as we go along. So I'm going to hand it back over to Andre because I don't want to skip ahead
He doesn't
accidentally.
want to
Yeah.
break the line. I know what he's waiting for, and he's going to bust his ass laughing when I get to it. I know it. Okay. Well, I'm going to move on to the character names and descriptions. The
Mhm.
descriptions are short. They're not very long. But, okay, obviously there's one monkey named Poohface. And he's described as a fun-loving monkey that has brown fur. He wears a red cape and boots. Okay. The second monkey, who I've deemed as his sidekick pretty much, his name is Shiitake, a.k.a. Lil Plop. He's a clumsy little monkey that has dark brown fur. He wears a diaper, black boots, and sunglasses. So he thinks he's cool.
Oh man.
All right. And we have a monkey called Puffy. He's a tricky little... He's like a mischievous little person. He has black fur, wears a leather jacket, and black gloves. So he also thinks he's a tough guy, too. So.
Mhm.
Then we have Swirls. And I don't know where this name came from. But Swirls is an intelligent monkey with light brown fur who wears a blue baseball cap. I didn't think of anything else for him. But we also,
Mhm.
for the non-playable characters, have Tutu, who is a monkey who is light brown fur. She's Pooh-Face's girlfriend, and she's good at gathering information that's useful within the zoo. We have Claus, who is a white tiger who is genuinely kind and gentle unless he is provoked. Kind of likes the monkeys. He's often allowing them to rest around in his habitat, and he's very protective of them and will hurt people very quickly, especially in defense of them. His purpose in the game is to be used as a backup character, so there are items for having, like, this character will pop in, clear out enemies on the screen for you, at least the minor ones.
Mhm.
Then we also have Gramps, who's an old and gray-furred gorilla. He's big and strong, but he's old. He's kind of wise, and also often has like snacks and candy and stuff for the little monkeys, the ones that you get to play with, and the stuff that he finds around the zoo. Gramps can be used as a backup character to drop off health items. If I was to compare him to anything, think of Eddie and Mega Man. And then there is Tinks. Tinks is He's laughing. Tinks is a she's a highly intelligent little lemur. She likes to mess around with broken things that she finds in the zoo, like like somebody will break a watch and say screw it, throw it in the trash, or they might drop something on the ground that's electronic. She'll pick that stuff up, go and mess around with its parts and make things out of it. She's used as a backup character to kind of just drop off power-up items. So I'm going to stop right there as far as those characters. I'll continue on after I get you guys' thoughts on those.
All right, I'll go first this time. All right. If it wasn't apparent to you, considering the names of these characters, this shit is funny. I mean, come on. Pooh-Face was already great. I mean, Pooh-Face, really? That was already good. We're not even talking about mechanics. I'm not going there. I'm not going into the gameplay. That's a later portion of this here show. Let me get into Shiitake. Those names are creative as hell, Andre. They're very good. AKA Lil Plop.
What can I say? When I went with the idea, I went full blown on it. Oh man, it just fell out my head. That's all that happened.
The descriptions are really good. They for some, I mean, it's very crazy for me to say, but it somehow feels as if, even though I have not been exposed to these characters or the ideas of them for very long, or their names, somehow I could just envision them, and even as I envision them, they fit. The names and the descriptions just fit. They mesh, they gel. Something just works here. Um, Outside of that, just something I want to mention concerning Gramps, the old fur, the gray fur gorilla. If because I realize there he's wise, right? But that's pretty much the only thing concerning this character's potential, personality that we have to work with right here. But if all else fails, or any of the original ideas just don't seem to gel, then given this character's description, you have the perfect excuse to go right ahead and just put a clone of Cranky Kong in there.
Why did you have to?
That's true.
What, make them old and mean?
Exactly. What do you mean? Just belittling your efforts at every given opportunity.
Yeah,
even though
you
he's
did a
helping
bad
you.
job, but I'm going to still give you candy anyway.
Yeah. He's if it wasn't for the fact that we're trying to do something here, I would never give you this candy. So don't think I'm being nice. I'm just giving you this because, X, Y, Z. Just mean and just belittling just every step of the way, right? So even though he's an ally, he'd be a very polarizing character, right? That's just the way I imagined it.
That is a funny concept.
As for Tinks, love the name again. Loves the name, but even that in itself is kind of like a double entendre, It's like Tinks, as the name implies, highly intelligent animal, because she tinkers with things, right? I suppose was
That was the general
inspiration, right? But Tinks also fits into the other theme.
Yeah.
right, as well. So it is actually very good. Again, these characters just gel. They fit. The names fit, and not much would be needed in order to make them complete. Make them feel like they're complete, living, breathing characters. But I love the idea so far. Very, very good. I guess hand it on over the games and hear what he has to say.
What the frick? That's basically that's what I got to the names. Now, you got the old grandpa one, yes. That kind of reminds me of Cranky Kong over here a little bit, and everybody else. That's fine, I guess. Just weird. Just the name. It's just
That
the
was
names.
the point. It was for the fun and weirdness of it.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying.
Well, no, I didn't say you said it was
Yeah,
bad, but
you know.
that's the whole draw.
Yeah, and I guess not bad for a first try. I mean, the first one. I mean, yeah, okay, Pooh face. He throws, of course, whatever, and then
You just like hinting, don't you? You are so lucky you are not within my reach, because I'd grab you by the face.
those a certain color. You got everybody else that had. Which one's the one that picks up items a lot?
That's Tinks.
That's
That's
Tinks.
He likes to pick
Yeah.
up things and take. Well, Gramps picks up stuff too, but he picks up like food and like
Yeah.
snacks and stuff.
The
But Tinks like
scavenger.
picks up electronics and things. She's just like sits there and she's like the Donatello of this game.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right. That can go by. Everybody else is fine. So I guess like in the game, then Tinks is gonna be the one to go to for like I would say weapons and such.
Weapons and upgrades, yes.
Yeah. All right. And then freaking Gramps over here. Freaking let's bet he'll be the let's say he'll be just like Eddie, and come in and just be like, here's a freaking spoiled up hot dog, eat it. Just like there you go, health. So
Here's a
Yeah.
chewed up banana, you little monkeys, eat it.
it sounds so right. I'm just kidding, but yeah, so far so good. So
Okay, then. I'll move on to the very generic named enemies.
all right.
Okay. First one off is fake zoo employees. They take many shapes and sizes, but these people are from the corporation, obviously. They're only interested in using the animals for their own gain, and they normally wear green t-shirts, blue jeans with green and white visors. That's the only thing that specifies them. Then there's the corporation photographer. They utilize the flash on their cameras to catch animals off guard and blind them so they can easily be captured. So they're not actually taking pictures. They're just basically like flash bombing animals. Kind of crude, isn't it?
Yeah.
They wear like generic jeans of any color and like t-shirts, also some sort of baseball cap.
Mm-hmm.
And here's where we might get a little problem with PETA. The animal control officer. Like they're just they're just normal animal trappers, but these people are also called in to capture animals and return them to their cages, like if they get loose. They're skilled at hunting animals in the zoo and will put them in their holding cells until the proper paperwork has been taken care of for them to be properly placed back in their cages. This actually works into a game mechanic, which we'll talk about later. They don't work for the corporation directly and are contracted workers. They're normally seen wearing gray or tan uniforms. Then we have corporation gunners. These employees keep rifles with tranquilizer darts at the ready to subdue any unruly animals. Once an animal is caught, they are taken right to their cage. They wear safari outfits of differing colors that blend in with their surroundings. So even inside a building, they might screw you over. Then the last enemy that I could think of at the moment was the corporation security. These officers of the corporation wield batons that they use to crush any threat. So that means if you get close, you're getting batted in the head. They use powerful swings and quick, concise movements. They wear black security uniforms. So those are the characters the enemy characters I've come up with so far. Give your impressions on them. Go ahead.
All right. Now these enemies, you can already see there's a hierarchy here, right? You can see that the Figzu employees are intended to be pretty much the weakest level of this tier of enemies. And I like the way there's a natural contrast between what they wear, or supposed to wear, and what the last enemy on the list here wears, the black security uniforms, because thinking back through other games, you see black, shit's going down. And, that is true here as well, especially with the emphasis on the powerful swings and the quick, concise movements. I can already see how they move. I mean, if I were to give my own input here, the powerful swings and quick, concise movements combined with the black just made me think ninja for some reason. So we're going to have ninja officers who wield batons, which by itself would be very unique. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So that would definitely work. Another one that I particularly like, because to hell with PETA, are the animal control officers. I like them as well. I envision their moveset to upset the player and to capture the player. I can see them working in direct correlation, in tandem with the corporation photographers, where photographers would, flash you, blind you. The effect, I'm asking you to imagine here the effect being similar to maybe, a flash grenade. Just really, really bright, entire screen turns white, the HUD disappears, you're unable to see anything, especially if we're talking about different tiers within the photographer subgroup. If some are stronger than others, some have brighter flashes or flashes that go off more regularly than others. Well, the highest tier of these guys would just totally blind you, leaving you vulnerable for the animal control officers to just trap you, right? So I see a hierarchy here. Is what I'm trying to get at, and I really like how it already works in my head. I mean, it just works again. As simple as an idea as Andre may think this entire game is, if I apply some of my opinions to this and I get my imagination working based on what he's provided here, this is just solid. It just really is, and I can see it working already. I've got images in my head, man. I see people. So it looks good. It looks really good. But I'm gonna hand it on over to the game and see what he has. Games.
Are you there?
Sorry, I'm really, really distracted. But
Evo's melting your brain, man. You better be careful with that.
They're destroying people. But all right. The thing is, I do like the whole cop one thing right there, ninja cops right there. I like that because they're gonna be going in with what do you call those things that they have that beat people up? Batons, yeah.
The batons.
They'll be acting like there's some swords, right? They'll just be doing
basically.
they're gonna be doing some ninjas, stuff like that. I really can't say that.
Club.
Yeah, basically it's gonna be like club. And then I guess if they would, I don't know, it'd be funny if they had if you make them totally angry, then they would be in this mode where they beat you to death, or let's say all right, this is better if it would just for the comedy aspect. It would actually be funny if they have it where if you can have it where if they kill you, right, then basically they'll just be right there beating you still. They'll just be right there, just keep beating you.
Just a twisted, broken monkey, ape, or whatever, in a pool of his own blood, and just this dude just beating them. Of course, I'm gonna have a problem with it. Peter's gonna be on your ass with that one.
Look, I wasn't thinking of carrying it to that extreme, not because of Peter, just because I have another idea for how you get beat.
Oh.
Oh.
So, but yeah, they could repeatedly beat on you until somebody else comes and gets you and moves you. That, that'd be horrible. Oh man. Gosh, the many times that I could think of bad things that have happened with police batons, and I'm now implementing it in an idea for a game. Mm, I'm a sick person.
I think we all are because we're all laughing.
Yeah, and even worse, we're laughing at it because it's poor monkeys. That's just. Gosh.
But yeah, every other enemy is cool too. I mean, what more could you
but come
do,
on, them
actually?
animal trackers, they the true ninjas. They hiding in with everything.
Animal trackers.
Animal control officers. I say animal trackers, but you
Basically the what do you call those? Yeah. I would, yeah, animal trackers. Yeah.
they're
And then,
basically security for hire.
oh yeah, all right. So basically, we'll have that, and then there'll be like there'll be like some stupid Call of Duty modes there. Like, no, I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying like the
You can think
animal
of them
trackers.
first person is Call of Duty.
Yeah, for them, it's gonna be like they're gonna be dunking and everything, right? And they're gonna be in, you know, covering themselves and stuff like that, and then like shooting the darts. See
Yeah.
that? And
Basically, you should not see them until they start shooting at you.
yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Shoot, what was the name of the other one? Because this one got to me.
Which one? What, the
You said the third
Corporation
one.
Gunners?
Yeah,
or
there
you
you
talking
go.
about? Okay.
Corporation Gunners. Corporation Gunners. I think. Just leave them as it is, because
Yeah,
really
they just
can't
walk
think of
around and
anything.
shoot. They don't give a damn.
Yeah.
The animal control officers are the ones you really got to worry about.
Yeah.
At least the Corporation Gunners, you can see them a mile away. The other ones, they be hiding.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
plotting
that's
to get
that's
that
basically
monkey.
about it.
Okay. Well then, if all is well, we'll move on to gameplay and possibly controls. I might do gameplay first and then worry about controls. But like I said before, I kind of want the game to have the feel, like the gameplay feel of Alien Hominid, but I want the styling of the game, the openness of the game, to be that of a Metroid or a Castlevania game. So you're not dealing with beat a stage, stop, beat a stage, stop. You complete a mission or an objective, go back, get more information, and you have new areas that you have to explore. But the first mission of the game is to save Pooh-Face's girlfriend, Tutu, who is your source of information, because if you can't save her, you can't go anywhere. So she's the one that gets all of the information you need. So if she's gone, she's captured and put away somewhere, you're screwed. And this game would be a 4-player multiplayer game. I know it sounds like it would be difficult to do, but the way I'm thinking, it could be done. Now, it would be set up for multiplayer. It would be split screen. Here's how it would set up local multiplayer. If all 4 monkeys are in one position, you'll have one singular screen. But as they split off, the screen will divide up into sections.
Okay.
Yeah, that way it's a better aesthetic. That way, if everybody's all together and they're trying to do one thing together, then you'll have your whole screen that you can look at. But as you split off, your characters will pop off into different boxes in different directions. So that way, say if you have a mission where all of your monkeys have to do a different thing, whereas in single player, you probably get to that mission and you'd only have to do the one thing because all of the other monkeys are going to do something else. And multiplayer.
Are you thinking of specific missions that you'll make specifically for multiplayer, or are you talking about 4 people can jump into the main story that a single player
Four
will be
people
playing?
can jump into the main story, and Each character will have different mission objectives per mission.
All right.
That
So
way, the gameplay will allow for you to actually split up and separate. So no
so the
matter whether or not it's one person, two, three, or four, you'll have the same story, but
all
every
right.
objective will get completed.
So that means you're in the event of one player, you're thinking of having AI control the other three.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
not AI control the other three. As you actually do your part of the mission, the other parts get completed.
Hmm.
That way, you
Okay.
don't have to worry about the computer screwing up.
All right.
But
Okay.
if it's
Okay.
multiple
Yeah.
people, then whatever monkey you have to do their part of the story.
All right. All right. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah.
So yeah, I know people have been like, okay, that's a frustrating concept. What am I supposed to do? Then two people go and try to do the same thing. No, you have your own specific mission objectives per monkey.
All right.
All right. So can any monkey do anything, or are you thinking of specific monkeys based on their abilities
They'll
could
they'll
only do
all
that? Yeah.
Yeah, they'll all have if as far as gameplay is concerned, they'll all have like a general set of moves that they can all do, and then there are specific things that each one of them can do that affects what they have to do for a mission.
All right. Like okay, like you got a fast runner, you got a high jumper, you got a swimmer,
Yeah,
things like that. Yeah, okay.
stuff like that. I mean, I haven't put a full amount of thought into those things, but that was where my mind was leading.
All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Basically, wherever you start out for any of your missions, you always start out in the monkey's habitat or cage.
Mhm.
But this is where the mechanic comes in for the animal trackers, the animal control officers. Say one of the monkeys gets captured, and you can't save them on time from being taken away where they get put in a cage. You have time to run back and save them because they will stay in that cage. They won't be moved to a habitat. They'll stay in that cage. I'll
Mhm.
just have the game like it'll say in processing that they're in processing.
Mhm.
See what will screw this up for somebody? They'll think, and I'll make this a specific rule. Somebody's gonna think, oh, I'll drop out the game and drop back in. I'll be free. That won't work. You have to go save that monkey in order to be played again. The game
All
will log
right.
which monkey was captured during that save.
Nice.
So there's no, I'm dropping out the game, coming back as that monkey because I'll be right back in my habitat. Nope, you'll still be locked up.
Which means you'll have to implement. Or this is talking about system, like game systems. You have to implement like immediate saving. Every time something
Yes.
happens, just save immediately. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So if you get if your monkey gets captured, yes, that monkey is going to stay in the cage throughout the save of that game,
Oh
unless you
no,
go
I'm turning
save
off
them.
my console. All right, there
And
we
you
go.
need to have all of the monkeys out to be able to complete certain missions. If they're not all out, then missions can't be completed.
And then in the case of what Games just said, you just corrupted your save file.
Yep.
Congratulations.
It's not if you make a copy.
And look at
But
us trying to find a way to cheat a game that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, I know.
There's many
But
ways
I mean,
to
for
cheat.
single player, yeah, you'll be able to drop out and switch to a different monkey to free the one that you had. But for multiplayer, there's not going to be I'm dropping out the game, popping back up, my character's going to be saved. No,
Right, right. Okay.
your character actually has to be saved in the game on that save, and the game will save that monkey has been saved for you to play with them again.
Mm-hmm.
I did that because I know there would be a lot of people like, well, I'm just going to drop out and pop back in, or other people like, man, drop out the game, come back, you'll be fine. They're like, no, it won't work that way.
And of course, this works in tandem with the previous idea mentioned that each monkey would have a specific speciality that only they
Yep.
can do or do nearly as well. So even if you proceed to say, leave him locked up, and you proceed, you're gonna get to a point where you need that monkey. So
Yes. There's going to be. You might be able to do like 2, maybe 3 of them before you hit a brick wall where you actually need to have that monkey. So yes, that's the general concept, and that's how I would want it to be. One, because it makes you think. It's a creative way to make you have to think your way out of certain situations. And two, if you really want to attempt it, what that monkey does, you're going to have problems. You might be able to finish it, but you are going to have some tough problems with whatever other monkey you use because that's not their natural ability.
right, right. Mm-hmm.
So, and the last thing I got to get to because I've already jumped through everything else is combat, and that's basically monkeys. They're going to be using their hands and feet or whatever thing they can pick up off the ground.
Finally. All right.
And then there will also be a fudge meter for
No.
projectiles, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So I want to get your thoughts.
You don't know what that fudge really is.
Yo,
Who wants to go first?
Quote unquote fudge.
Yes.
Quote unquote.
Fudge.
Fudge. Okay. That when I originally read this idea, looking at it right now, it's just as funny as the first time, man. And imagining this in motion when you have your fudge.
The fudge meter is for more than just throwing things. It's actually for special moves and stuff, but it's called the fudge meter for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons, yes. So now, all of a sudden, all of the names of the characters and everything, all of a sudden makes sense, right? Because that's what we've been building up to here. But
a combination of ideas.
It's a combination of ideas. So you see where the theme comes from, or you see what the theme is evolved into, should I say. It's very good. It's very good. I like. You want to run down the controls, like the actions, or should I just go ahead and give my opinions on those right away?
Oh, you're talking to me. Okay.
No, not you. Actually, Andre, I'm asking if I should give my opinions on the controls and the actions he has written here, or does he want to run through them first?
Oh.
I guess not. I guess I'll go ahead and do it. Yeah, so everything I'm reading here is good. You got the punch, to make the monkey's fist, attack his enemies and all that. You got the kick button, so you have it. Already you got punching and kicking, right? You can get a combination of a combination system, a combo system, right? Different variations of buttons you can press to actually get different results and so forth. Being the gamer that I am, I'm already thinking of if you input certain combinations in certain ways with time gaps in between them, like say, okay, I'm just giving you imaginary buttons here, B and A. A being kick and B being punch. You can go like, a triple punch attack, BBB, that'd be like your simple one. Then BBA would end in a kick. But if you go BBB and you have a pause, and then you press A, that kick, that would normally be a simple kick in my head, becomes like a spin kick, or, if thematically it's allowed, sends out an energy wave or an air wave or something. So it actually give you incentive to learn all these combos and explore them and see which one suits you or suits in situations you may find yourself in. Yeah. So yeah, that's what when I read that, that's what I thought of immediately. Let's see. Jumping straight ahead to the projectile button. Tap the projectile button to throw monkey chocolate at enemies. That should be in quotes. Monkey chocolate. Right there, I think you have one of the best mechanics in this game. I keep going back to, I'm not sure if anyone here played it. It was this South Park game on the 64.
Yes, I remember that.
Where you can throw the snowballs? Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Balls.
Right. I imagine the general theme and gameplay style be like that, except this will be side-scrolling, of course, because it is Metroidvania. But I can see it being like that. Going back to the enemies for a second, you can have the enemies react in different ways depending on how much fudge is thrown at them. They react in different manners. I could just see the dudes that you said had on visors. If you throw it at their heads, they're not being particularly affected by it, but just extremely annoyed that their view is now obscured by having quote-unquote fudge thrown at them. So you can have behaviors in there for that. Let's see. I see you have weapons here. Weapons and all these other actions. It just looks solid. It just looks generally solid. I like the idea that the projectors can be thrown in 8 different directions. That's a Mega Man style in there.
Hey,
um,
hey, I said it was gonna be Metroidvania.
right, right. So I like that. That's really good. Um, I'm thinking of a special attack because I see you have special attacks here as well, where you just throw with just wave of fudge everywhere, just a wave of fudge. Of course, it would deplete your gauge, but pretty much every enemy in the area would either be annoyed of having fudge thrown at them, like I said before, or just defeated. So you can do a lot with the projectile system. There's a lot with the combo system. Um, of course, the special attacks is great. Weapons, with sticks and pipes. As you have here, brass knuckles, but not limited to them. So again, this could augment the combo system, have different finishers and so forth, different openers. So it just looks generally very solid. It looks very good. But I'm gonna hand it over to the game, see what he has to say.
Whew. Poop machines, huh?
Alright. Hey, there might be somebody with a rapid fire poop attack. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, total.
The rapid fire fudge machine.
which by the way, Tinks would make for you. Ah.
I'm just simple-minded.
But yeah. So weapons. Here we go. Poop Master 5000. That shoots out 5 shots. All right, fine. I'll say in your words, fudge. It shoots out 5 pieces of fudge every time. Another one would be it shoots it 3 ways. Another one would be a catapult. Another one would be a. Oh,
this
God.
is funny that you're even thinking of ways to fling crap.
I can't. I can't even believe I'm saying this. But a sword. Oh God.
Nah, wouldn't be any fatal weapons.
No. Like a poop.
Fudge. Oh gosh.
Oh, a sword made of dried fudge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dehydrated fudge.
It crumbles when it hits.
Yeah, it crumbles when it hits and it wears down. Like you can just pick one up probably somewhere or do it yourself. So yeah, I could see those going fine. Gameplay wise, it's just jumping, shooting, and probably
Jump and shoot monkeys.
No.
No,
the monkeys
you didn't get the
are.
reference.
Oh, I got you. Wait, now I got you. Shoot.
One thing I would just like to add in, based on the combo system, another thing you can implement there to help people, not to make people want to explore the combo system, the different variations of combos and so forth, and chain longer and longer combos, is you can have, you put up just a notification, like in most fighting games, like how many hits it was, like 18 hits or whatever, 10 hits. But not only that, most games have up like Supreme Combo or something like that. But in this, you apply the theme here as well.
Fudge.
Yeah, Ultimate Fudge or
Fudge-tastic.
Or Fudge-tastic, or a 14-hit combo could be Pooptacular. Things like that, right? That
Fecal Master.
Fecal Master. Oh my God.
Oh my God. You know what would be even worse? You know what would be even worse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
But no,
Freaking,
even worse would have these combo names written out on the screen.
A meteor.
Announce them.
A meteor that just shines from the heavens.
Oh no, I'm not. No,
A
that's just
fudge.
too much. That's way too much. That's airplane poop. Just
Oh damn.
leave
So
it.
wait. You're thinking of a super move, just a freaking ground bound, come from the sky, flaming ball of crap.
Oh gosh. I swear, if you guys are thinking exactly where I was, that's the bad thing. and even worse is I was laughing the whole time I was having this idea.
And furthermore, that actually makes sense. with the great that move actually makes sense because I'm thinking now that the game can be really colorful, like you have your greens and your reds and the yellows very vibrant and
Oh
it
no, this
pops
this
out.
game was going to have like a super colorful world. So if
Right.
anybody was expecting bland and boring, oh, I'm
No, no, no,
sorry.
no. But wait
But
where I'm going. Wait to see where I'm going. And when you do use all these super moves, these special moves using your fudge meter, you throw lots of fudge out there, everything just gets brown and nasty.
well, I was thinking to have a moment before it actually happens, like you know how freeze frames in Street Fighter,
Hmm.
where everything not complete freeze frame, but just like have everything slow down, super slow mo, and the backgrounds all become monochrome during the initiation of the attack, and then everything brightens back up before it happens.
Hmm.
It goes into full motion, and then you see the brown stains all over the place.
So, by itself, that would be a way of extending the theme and, having everything uniform because then you have the player thinking, oh my goodness, that was a tree. That used to be green, but now it's all brown.
Fudge missile. Fudge missile incoming.
Fudge bombs in three, two, one.
They just have a really nasty splushing sound.
Man, you used to think about the characters, think about the guards and things that will have to walk through it. Just hit us.
Mhm. Yep.
Just see them walking around funny because they don't want to step in it, but they have to.
If you have to, yep. Oh man, so much potential, so much potential.
you should, gosh, if you just to know the person I was thinking of that would be perfect to do the wild voices for some things. Aaron
Oh
Hansen,
yeah.
aka Eagle Raptor, because he
Hmm.
makes some very good, funny voices. just,
Oh man.
just an example of a maybe a team special move. Call it the Super Fudge Overflow, and think of
Hmm.
how he would say it.
Yeah. Wow. And even if you weren't thinking for Metroidvania, or if you were willing to put in a separate mode, had it not been for Splatoon, then you could have had a literal shit flinging contest.
Oh, like kind of like a tag type game. Where the
Exactly,
monkeys run
exactly.
around, throw their multicolored
Hmm.
fudge at people or each
Whoever gets,
other.
whoever gets hit with the fudge, they're it, and they now need to run people down and tag other people with their fudge.
Oh gosh, that actually would fit very well. That'd be a great online multiplayer mode to have like 20 people playing.
Hmm.
Then you could make your own custom monkey.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh
Oh
man,
shit.
this idea could go anywhere, man. It's full of potential, full of life. Um, you just put the mind of a gamer in this, someone with the technical skill, and this would be something really great. I can already tell.
Well, and the bad thing is this is all derived from a picture.
Hmm.
A picture. Like the oddest place to find inspiration for a game, a picture
Hmm.
of a sour monkey face. It's just like, oh man,
Oh
and I can
man.
still see that picture in my head too. That's what makes it even worse. It's just like a really sour monkey face with a yellow background.
It's
And I was like,
disgusting.
I've got to name this monkey. It's
Yeah, it's really good. It is really good.
like the dirtiest idea I've ever had for a video game.
But it works. That's the thing. It definitely works. Okay, okay. You know what? I could see this having the same kind of humor as a game as Castle Crashers did. If you ever played that, or you've seen
Yeah,
any
Castle
gameplay from it.
Crashers and what is it, Battle Block Theater? I played
Exactly.
them.
I mean, Castle Crashers, man. When you jump onto the was it the goat? And the goat is literally like
Just
shitting
running
to
and
boost.
shit. The rocket propelled shitting goat. Yes,
Yep,
I know.
yep. It's that kind of humor. It's that kind of humor. And that's what keeps coming up in my head, man. It could be good. It could be really, really good.
Sadly, I had this idea long before those games existed. Man, if I could have got to Tom and he could have heard this idea, he was like, okay, I'm doing this. Like, Behemoth is making this game.
They definitely would too, yeah.
It'll probably be the perfect development team for it, just thinking about it, and just let them go gung-ho with it and just do whatever. But, yeah, that's... I guess we've really hit the ceiling of where I went with the idea. Hey, any other things that you want to throw in, like that poop throwing contest that you talked about? It's a welcome thought.
The only thing I can think of is maybe you can have an enemy in there who only appears when the place gets particularly shitty, just nasty, right? He only appears in there.
Janitor?
A pissed off janitor, exactly. But
Janitor.
he has a mop, a bucket, and a water gun.
shoot you with the water gun, make you slip off shit.
Yep.
Not literal shit. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think climbable objects. That's like a game mechanics. It was like the only thing I don't think was mentioned. But yes, there are climbable objects. And I didn't say I say this, but yes, like I said, the special attacks will use the fudge gauge, and there will be, even though I kind of said it, there will be combination special attacks that kind of increase the gratuity of what you're doing, and they do more damage to enemies and cover more ground, obviously. Gosh, it's just a horrible way to describe that.
Where climbing objects is concerned, the only thing I could think of to apply my thought to it is if you use any one of those mega special attacks, like the flaming shitball, that completely just covers everything in this fudge. Your monkeys and their natural climbing ability would then be affected negatively, where they wouldn't be able to like ledge grab or climb nearly as high because they continue slipping down because everything's covered in this stuff.
Yeah,
so
that would be a problem, wouldn't it?
So it actually would work as a deterrent that you won't want to go gung-ho just yet if you've got a lot of the stage left to go,
Yeah, there's more or less you want to only do it if you're surrounded and don't really have much of an escape.
Right.
Otherwise, you might just want to fling some and call it a day.
Exactly. Oh, man.
I've had so much fun with this idea.
This was definitely good. It was very good, man. Yeah.
I might just have to send this over to Tom at Newgrounds and let him listen, and just like, hey, this is a good idea. You can take it and do what you want with it. Just please stick with the basics I set up, and it will be a brilliant masterpiece of a fudge flinging contest.
Oh man!
And not only that, but more people would be wanting to get it because they put it out. Because they're like, okay, I know what to expect with them. Any other company puts this out, they'll look at it like, what? What is this? But I think if Behemoth put it out, then it would be well accepted, and it would be an amazing, fun experience. And because of the politically correctness of the game and the funny usage of the politically correctness of the game, it would be good for kids to play.
That's
as well as adults.
That's right. I've also thought of a late game enemy, or maybe even a boss, if you're thinking of bosses. This boss would actually be someone in a special suit that a corporation has made that actually absorbs fudge, making them stronger.
As sick as that sounds, I actually had that idea too. I had that idea too. I was like, man, they'll have a suit that starts off white, and the more dirty it gets, the stronger they get. Like the more brown they're covered in, the harder
Yep.
they are to beat. Oh, like, wow.
Mhm. Mhm. They can be particularly tough to deal with. They could be a late game enemy, a boss, somebody very annoying that you would never really want to encounter. Yeah.
I was thinking of it as more as like somebody who, not somebody who you beat and they just stay defeated. They keep coming back, but each time you face them, they have a new gimmick to face them with. But they get worse and worse.
Or you could
And that,
even
that, that suit thing would be one of their worst things that you have to face.
yeah, you could even implement again late game enemy as the corporation begins to get tired of being beat. Right, they begin to do certain things that they would not have thought they would have to do at the beginning of your adventure. They begin reverse engineering your fudge meter. and now
Oh
they
gosh.
and now they have one too, so they're throwing fudge back right back at you.
Oh, that's just sick. I can understand the usefulness of it because then they'd like throw it in places where you'd have to go, and you'd have to like either wait for it to dry or try to find another way around it. So
Mhm.
I can see that. That would be a great way to kind of screw with people's heads. Like
No,
like are the zookeepers throwing shit?
or maybe even again, I keep thinking of late game stuff. When they start getting angry at their failures thus far or desperate, but particularly this one is desperate. Maybe have one that has a tank of fudge, and as you're getting near to defeating him, he
A
just runs
fudge
into
cannon.
you. He just runs into you and becomes a suicide fudger. It just
Oh
explodes in a
my
giant wave of.
god. You know, I did not go that far.
That's the one thing I probably didn't think about. And that is just hilarious. Suicide fudger.
No, but those would be like
They
the monkeys
tackle you
that
and
they
hold you
train.
down, and you got like 3 or 4 seconds to shake loose before they blow up.
No, basically it would be the monkeys that they trained, and it would be like
Oh yeah, monkeys with little hats on and a little
yeah.
backpack.
Hmm.
Basically they're like those are the only ones that can throw back the poop garbage
The
at you.
fudge.
The
Um,
fudgy fudge. Well, no, you could have the human zookeepers wearing the suits do it too. That would be the one thing that, like I said, would screw with people's heads. Like, are the zookeepers actually throwing shit back at me?
Oh
Well, you
man.
would expect it from like a mind-controlled monkey. Of course, they're gonna throw something at you, kind of to make you slip up. But if a person does it, you would be so thrown for a loop, and it would be so funny.
I mean, you can have the animation for these suicide fudges so hilarious, man. The minute they see you, they just they start running into you.
But the second they see you, they just run at you.
Yeah, just run at you.
You see a little icon pop up over their head, like they like the Metal Gear thing.
Yeah.
They make that sound effect, and they just chase after you.
Yeah, and just start running at you. As soon as they get within range, boom.
No, I would
Oh
want them to
man.
tackle you and hold you in place for a while.
Okay,
That
yeah,
would make, that way you have a chance to get free.
hmm
But if you wouldn't have that long, you'd have like 3 or 4 seconds, and then that's it. You'd be tapping buttons real quick.
An advancement of the corporation gunners, you could have corporation snipers that snipe you with fudge bullets.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of what the animal control officer would already be, though, because they're already
Okay.
stealthy.
All right, they're already stealthy. Okay, I thought they were like run and gun.
No, they hide, and unless you find them, then they kind of do the run and gun thing. But they're like the ones that sit and wait and
All right.
watch you and shoot you with tranquilizer darts.
Oh man.
So, like I said, you wouldn't know where the hell they are until they started shooting at you.
hmm So
And then when
again,
you can actually attack them, they'll get up and run and break their cover, and then you can see them.
right. So much potential, man. So much potential. I could go forever with character ideas or mechanics, just with the fudge mechanic alone.
So
uh,
sickening, but it's so funny.
yep. This would be the bust gut game of whatever year it comes out in, provided you get the right developers and you stick to the main idea, and the fudge mechanic is used correctly. Yeah, this could just be the funniest thing of that particular moment in time, year or whatever period you're in. It could definitely work. Full approval, man. It could definitely work. It's a really good idea.
Yeah, I think I had this idea 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm. This is the one, man. This is the one.
This would be a good opening game for once I finally do get my gaming degree and decide to open my studio.
Mm-hmm.
Be the
This is
one
the
to put
one,
me
bro.
on the map.
You and me, huh? Well,
Well, hey, I mean, might as well do it. I've got all these ideas floating around in my head. Might as well put them to use.
That's right.
God, I have
Oh,
so many things.
oh yeah, you spoke studio, and as I told you, I said this to you last night. Um, Whatever you decide to name your studio, let's go for Andre Studios or DVGINU Studios or whatever name it is. You know, it forms when the game initially boots out of being thrown by Fudge, and as as it splats on the wall or object or whatever surface, there's an angry screaming monkey in the background. So you already know what's going on.
Well, yeah, the angry screaming monkey in the background, and then the
Ah,
Duke Nukem voice. Fudge.
Yeah.
I know a good name.
Hmm.
I'll just call it the Foundry.
Ah,
Because that might actually be taken. I'll have to look into that.
Eh,
Or just be
not trust me.
the games foundry.
yeah, the Games Foundry. That could work. Yeah, I
Let
don't
me
think
come up
there's a
with the
studio.
laziest name right now. Um, let's just say Game. There you go. That's it. That's the laziest name you can ever come up with. It's just Game.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be associated with the UK's version of GameStop.
Nah.
So, nah.
call your studio Games That Don't Suck. There you go.
That's a heck of a fucking name to live up to. People,
It's just
Games
like
that don't
games
suck.
that don't suck.
it's just like imagine like all right, you get there. It's just like, and we will also be working with games that do not suck on our new title. You know, it's just like
Oh, that would be funny to hear Wada say that.
but yeah. So far, the idea is fine, man. It's good.
The
It's a good comedy one.
the gameplay of it would be solid or liquid, whichever one you want it to be.
Oh damn.
The bad thing is, I just thought about that.
The only thing I could
If I got to
think
deal
of,
with Konami could actually have monkeys in the game that look like Solid and Liquid Snake
yeah,
because their names fit with theme, Solid and Liquid.
yep. The only thing I could think of that I haven't mentioned, going back to controls for just a bit, this one last thing, is the implementation of motion control potential. Rear remote. You could actually have people learning how to literally fling their fudge.
Oh my god. You know what, Zen?
What?
I feel like you should be one of them there. Like you should be like one of the animals trackers. You can have poop you want.
Oh gosh, man! You said that, my jaw just dropped. I couldn't say nothing for about 10 seconds. I was like, huh? Had people practicing flinging shit.
Yep.
And Zen's like the captain.
He's like the captain of the idea. He's like, okay, yeah, we can. This is how you do it the proper way.
He'll be a boss too.
Oh man. I can
Call
see
you
it
the Ten
now.
Fudger now.
I can see it now. People in their living rooms everywhere. Just repeatedly doing a flinging motion.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
Just like a baseball pitch.
Yep. Oh man.
Oh,
You
just sick, simple-minded people.
You just flung that fudge ball 80 miles per hour.
Oh, you know what? That would be a fun mini game.
Mm-hmm.
The fudge ball tracker.
Fudge ball tracker. How high can you
Fudge
throw
ball
your
tracker.
fudge?
How fast can you throw your fudge? I can hit 125 miles an hour. Just have like a target set up and make it like a skeet shoot.
Oh my
Exactly.
But you're
Exactly.
literally flinging fudge at targets, and you get like 5 opportunities to beat the required score.
And then all you need to do at that point, drop in an online leaderboard, and you're good to go.
Gosh, I would have fun with that. Just have it just aiming at the screen, just throwing, and throwing. But you would have to make the monkey motion in order to do it, which would mean hand behind your bottom, push a button, fling the fudge.
This is how you load your fudge.
You know what's funny?
Oh,
There's a right now as we're talking about like monkeys and stuff, there is a commercial about Planet of the Apes, and I'm just imagining the whole thing. They're throwing-
After
of them
you load
shooting
your
guns?
fudge.
Instead of
fudge
them
is
shooting
yours.
guns and stuff, it's just like throw the fudge. Like there you go.
Yeah. After you load your fudge, you take your arm in a arcing motion like this. That tutorial is gonna be too funny though. That tutorial is gonna be too
man.
funny. Yeah. But great idea, man. Great idea. I mean, we had fun with it. We chopped it and screwed it every which way.
And the bad thing is, all of it works perfectly. That's what makes
Yep.
Oh, it's so sick, but it's so funny. And I'm just.
This needs to happen.
I know
man.
the other people that did not get to join in tonight will be slightly disappointed they didn't get the opportunity to be here.
Mhm.
Sorry you guys couldn't make it. I know life screws us all over.
Mhm. All I can say, man, I'm kickstarting this.
Wow.
Oh, shit. Literally.
Kickstart.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
All right. I think we're going to wrap it up tonight because if we keep going, I know it'll be funny, but we should definitely wrap it up tonight. I mean, Pooh Face needs a rest.
Right, right.
Oh, man. Didn't even really. Gosh, it's just too fantastic. But you know what? Let's just do sign-offs. Go ahead, Games. You do yours first.
All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this idea that he had to share, and hopefully you guys will join in the other podcasts that he has planned. And as I always say, don't lose your way. Don't be afraid. Just
Fudge to the end.
no. What the frick did you just do? You know what? Just to make you mad, we're gonna play Marvel vs. Capcom.
You could. I'm not. That is shitty
I'll lock you in the
in
room.
the literal sense. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 anyway.
Yeah. All right, people. Guess I'll give my sign on next. You already know who it is. Ninzen, the Zen Gamer. Going over to the ZGZ. If you like what you see, subscribe, stick around. If you don't like what you see, give it a chance. Come on back because you know you want to. This was a damn good episode, people. I laughed my ass off both last night and now. One of the more entertaining gaming foundries. I'm sure he has a lot more ideas. This was done when the man was, 15, he said? So, yo.
Yep. It was either 14 or 15. I know it was a while ago.
There is a lot
I mean,
more.
I might have come up with a few additional concepts between that time, but the initial thought was what it was.
Mm-hmm. There is a lot more in the sick mind.
Hey,
That is
I'm a sick
Andre.
genius, okay?
Mm-hmm. Well, we're just as sick because the ideas we just came up with. But anyway, guys, don't want to drag this out too long. So, as I always say, live, love, play, and stay fudgy.
Stay fudgy. All right.
What you're telling them is to stay poor. That's what you're telling them.
All right. As I generally say, because I always have this long spiel at the end of my episodes, this is always going to be about the ideas of gamers and spreading them throughout the industry for others to be able to hear. This whole this whole episode in and of itself has made me look at so many different words in a different way now, just because of what this particular topic is. And I am such a sick person. I apologize for all those who didn't want to hear all of the poop jokes, but I, it was my immature. It had to happen. But anyhow, if there is anyone who would like to express an idea or a thought on the Gamer Idea Foundry, I am fully open to that. I will take the back seat as a panelist that day and allow you to come on, speak your mind, and give your well thought out gaming idea. It can't be something that's like, oh, well, I have an idea for a fighting game. People beat each other up, and that's it. No. You do that, I will permanently ban you from this show. That's not a joke. It might sound mean, it might sound crude, but this is about expressing thoroughly thought out gaming ideas by gamers. I mean, if you're a developer and you want to come on like an indie developer, I have no problem with you coming on and talking about an idea for a game that you're working on, or one that you have had but you haven't had time to put into it. That doesn't tongue-tied, bother me. But like I said, this whole thing is to get the ideas of gamers expressed and hopefully allow for companies to hear these ideas and want to communicate with gamers and talk with gamers that think out their ideas and say, hey, how would you like to be a part of this team that develops this game? I mean, it's your idea. We might as well have you here. We can bring you in, allow you to see how things are done. You can learn a few things, maybe take it on, and if you have another great idea, you can actually do it yourself, or you can come back to us. It would be beneficial for both the gamer as well as the company. They would get fresh ideas, things that aren't stale that people would want. And they would be more fun and enjoyable because they're coming from who? The gamer. But my spiel is done, so thank you for watching. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from my channel, from these gentlemen's channels. And until the next time, enjoy your fudge.
Now that's fudgy.
Phoenix is cheap.
All right, people. Good night.
Fudge-tastic.